Hello beautiful humans and welcome back to my channel Soul Journey. My name is Beck, the Expansion Doula, and today I was editing a video and I decided I didn't like it, so here we are. Today is May 15th, the day before my 27th birthday. And I've been doing some self-reflecting. I do a ritual on January 1st, and I do one on my birthday. So the eve of my birthday, I will do a ritual. And on New Year's, I open myself up to what my path is for the collective. And on my birthday, I try to focus a little bit more on my personal path. And of course they intersect, but for me, there is my personal journey, and then there's the journey for what I'm here to do on the planet on a bigger scale. And because I'm focusing more on me, because it's my birthday, I've been just reflecting a lot. I think the biggest one is turning 27 is kind of interesting, because even though I believe that we are, infinite, and this is one of many, many, many lives and all of that good stuff, it's just a chapter. It still can feel, when you're focused on the 3D, very monumental. And since we don't have our memories quite like we did in our other lives, this can feel a bit finite. And I've just been thinking about it, and I think what keeps coming back up for me is, wow, 3 years until I'm 30, that's so crazy. And what am I doing with myself? Am I in the space I want to be in? And in some ways I am, in some ways I'm not. And just learning how to appreciate the journey and being more conscious of my everyday life and my thoughts and my gentleness towards self and others and all of that. And so it's made me think, this year I want to set some intentions. Just simple intention. The simple intention to do more of what brings me joy and peace and excitement, and just that inner warm yumminess. And I really want to step into this, because now that I'm getting to the age where I am no longer a child, I'm moving out of that phase. I did a post earlier talking about being in this kind of interesting gray area between the maiden and the mother energy. I'm not planning on having kids in the next year or something, but I'm noticing as my body matures, as I'm coming into my 30s, the next couple years, I can feel the energy shifting. I'm kind of in a transitional phase. I'm moving into a space of realizing that is around the corner. And my body, I can feel my body and the way I express myself moving more into that space. And that's exciting. It feels very creative. It feels much more gentle and soft, but also fierce and more confident. And within that awareness, I'm starting to realize that I'm getting to the point where I'm pretty done doing things that don't bring me joy, don't bring me peace. Just for other people, just to pacify others' needs for me. I'm a strong believer of authenticity is the best gift you can give anyone. And so I'm really trying to work on figuring out what that is, and not judging it when maybe it goes against normal, conventions. But I think a lot of my generation are trying to deal with this. I think every generation deals with this. But because we're in such a dimensional shift, it's even more potent. Of course, I'm in this, generation. I'm sure every other generation felt the same thing. I feel like other generations were a bit stagnant. It just depends on perspective. But I just kind of wanted to sit back and think. My nose is itching and I don't know why. I wanted to just sit back and really think about the things that bring me joy. What have I been enjoying recently? What is it that I want to do more of this year. And the first thing that comes to mind is my current obsession in the last few weeks. And I've enjoyed this for a long time, but I've never really like committed to it, is plants. I think there's a part of me that has always wanted this, but I've been really disconnected from my body, really disconnected from my authentic energy, which is very earthy. And I think I never really identified with that aspect because I identified more with my air side. I'm on the cusp of Taurus and Gemini, and I think I always identified with the air, you know, being, you know, flighty and airy, and I love fairies and I love all these things, and I'm very much an air energy, but I think I wasn't realizing what not grounding and not honoring my earthy side was actually doing for me in the long run. I think I wasn't aware that it was actually causing some problems. I've been very ungrounded most of my life, and I am a Taurus Gemini sun, and then I'm a Virgo rising. So, and then, you know, Scorpio moon. So very deep, earthy. There's a lot going on, and if I'm not grounded, it can really throw me. And so I feel like I'm starting to find this real deep joy in working with plants and getting my hands dirty. This is a very new thing for me. I've never really been interested in that. I've never been super interested in nature. I've never been super interested in a lot of things people have liked. I never really liked animals until more recently. Now I'm vegan and I'm like super into animals. Not that I didn't like animals, they were cute and wonderful, but I didn't have like an urge to like work with them. And same with plants, like I just wasn't. And now as I'm getting more in touch with myself, moving away from more of the superficial stuff, I'm noticing that these things that are more earthy are giving me a lot of peace and a lot of joy. And so I would like to work more with plants this year. I definitely want to expand my tarot business. I want to be doing tarot more consistently. I want to be working with people energetically. I want to be more comfortable within my body. I've been sitting around the last couple days mostly nude in my underwear, and I did put this on to do a video. But releasing shame around that, releasing tension, and just getting more comfortable in my body. I've been growing out all my body hair. That's felt really good. It's felt like a release of judgment. I would like to get more tattoos this year. I would like to focus on becoming more minimalist and only having the things around me that really spark joy. But more so the things that really just make me feel at peace. And I like looking at beautiful things. I am very Taurus-y, and I like beauty. I like things that are beautiful to look at. I like things that are warm and soft and colorful, and I just like things, and not in like a superficial sort of way, but like I like the tactile aspect of it. There's something very nurturing about it, and very homey, and something that's very comforting, and just almost like an ASMR kind of way, I think, a little bit. And that's why I like collecting decks. It's why I like collecting crystals and plants. They're very like, I like it. And I find that interesting because I have a lot of difficulty being touched myself because of past trauma, but also just like I'm very sensitive, and I can get overwhelmed by senses a lot. And so oftentimes I feel very comfortable about being touched, but I like to touch. It's a very interesting thing, and I think I really want to work on that fracturing. I want to work on being more focused on my creativity, more focused on having a daily schedule and a daily practice. And I have worked on that off and on. I was doing really good at the beginning of the year for the first few months, and then I kind of fell off the wagon like a month and a half ago. And I want to get back into that. I would like to do bullet journaling at some point. I had decided not to do that this year because I have this other planner that I was really enjoying, but I haven't been using it. So I'm wondering if I need something a bit more creative, something a little more... I'm noticing that I'm an artist. I'm noticing that I like creating. I never really thought of myself as an artist, you know, someone who just like puts their energy into something. But I think anyone who knows me would be like, are you kidding? You've never seen yourself as an artist? I'd like to create. I want to learn, you know, like how how to nurture something and grow something. I love researching. I love researching animals. I love researching plants. I love researching biology and genetics. And I think that comes from my feline lineage from Lyra, and they're very into genetics. I want to explore sentient life. I want to explore consciousness within on the planet that's like outside of humans. Like I want to explore that consciousness. I want to explore animal spirits and plant spirits and plant medicine, and I want to explore these things. And I'm noticing that a lot of the fear I had wrapped up in these things from what I was taught as a child, or just fear of the unknown, like are starting to dissipate, and I want to explore these things and in a more conscious, mindful way. And that's really exciting to me. I want to document my spiritual journey on my body. And I want to be more free with my body. I want to really express through dance and art and drumming. And I want to just, I want to absorb this reality, and I want to also create in this reality. And that's feeling really good. Like I can feel my soul like getting excited when I say that. And I really feel that through that I'm going to create magic, and it's going to really release a lot of the resistance and walls I have up to things that I really want, if I really start focusing on the things that make me feel good and relieved and peaceful. But within that, not getting caught up in all of it, in the sense of like, I want to collect the things that bring me much joy and really release the things that don't. I want to create, I'm a Taurus, I'm never going to be like a minimalist of like 100 things, like it's just never going to happen. And I don't really want it to. I like art, I like plants, I like my decks. If I was just going to have 100 things, like, 70 of them would be decks. Like that's so unrealistic, but I want to create within the minimalist thought of only having things around me that make me feel really, really good. I don't want anything to be in my space that I feel like I'm dragging around. I want, when I move, even if I have like, a good amount of stuff, I want every single thing that I pick up and move be like, yes, this is so worth it to move because I want this with me and I love it and it's beautiful, but not getting attached to it. Like it doesn't, I don't want it to be like so a part of my identity that if I lost it, I would lose myself. But I want to create a space where everything around me feels beautiful and good, and I can nurture it and it can nurture me, and I can create that symbiotic relationship with it. And I want that to be with my health, with my things and the beings around me, and my house and my clothing and my expression and my creation. And I want that to be expressed through my creations too, like my YouTube and like all of my different platforms. I want this to express, and I really at some point, hopefully this year, I want to transition from having any kind of energy that's focusing on someone else's business and have it be really just focusing all on my business, what I can offer. I want to help other people, of course, but I don't want to necessarily be focusing my energy on someone else's business. I want to be creating a collective around what my passion and joy is on this planet, and that's a real important intention. And I also want to make sure I have plenty of time for my self journey, and then also enough time for my outer journey. I want to learn how to create that balance. I think that's really important. And I just want to do more creative artsy things. I want to run paint over my face. I want to feel things tactilely, whatever the word is. I want to explore the physical. And I want it to be related to art. I want to do abstract art, and I want to do art on the streets, and I want to do art shows, and I want to create beautiful things to share so that people can look at it and go, wow, the planet is beautiful. Yes, I want to stay here and create more beautiful things. I want to make crystal grids, huge crystal grids, and I want to create gardens, and I want to create gardens that not only are beautiful flowers and plants, but that can feed people so they understand that the earth gives us everything we need. And that we can have a symbiotic relationship with the planet and not take any lives, but rather have a symbiotic relationship. And just create that in a beautiful, beautiful way. And I want to get more passionate about my health, being active, and really creating some beautiful stuff. And we'll see where it leads. I feel like it's a transitional piece. Like, I feel like I have to learn this before I can then express out and really help the collective. Like, obviously I have my YouTube channel, and obviously I have like all of these different things that I'm doing. But before I can hold space for others on their journey specifically, I need to learn how to hold space for myself and my joy and my peace. And once I learn that, I can then move on. And I think I'm at that perfect age, that perfect space where I'm old enough to be mindful and I'm young enough to be free and excited and think that anything's possible. And I'm really freaking excited about that. And so yeah, that is my intention for my 27th year, or rather my 28th year, coming into my 28th year. Learn how to breathe and release resistance and tension and work with my ego, not resist it. But work with it and nurture the shadow pieces with myself, work through the pieces, and learn how to be vulnerable. Learn how to be, learn how to trust the people who love me. Learn how to be vulnerable and learn how to, release resistance to looking at my stuff. And maybe art's a part of that. Maybe working with plants will be a part of that. Maybe they will teach me how to open and trust and expand and allow love in so that I can love in return. And become my greatest version, one step at a time. I don't think there's ever like an absolute. But yeah, I want to learn how to be vulnerable and gentle and soft, but fierce within it. Like, I don't want to not be who I am. I want to be fierce and powerful, but gentle to the beings around me and kind and understanding. But within my own authentic expression of that. I don't want to dampen myself. This is my intention. For me, happy birthday to me. You've done 27 cycles around the sun. Good job. You are a plant lady. You have copious amounts of animals. You have all the decks. Not all. There are a lot I want still. You have a beautiful spirit room with all the gods and goddesses around you. You are blessed. You are loved. You are surrounded by people who love you and opportunities. And the planet is supporting you and the universe is supporting you. And you too. You, who's ever watching this. Many blessings. Namaste. And don't forget, it is all about the soul journey. Bye. I also wanted to mention briefly about how everything is about perspective. And I think that's really, really, really important. Because I have a tarot reading here for the energy that I'm moving out of. I've got reverse and upright cards, and I moved the whole blanket this way so I could film. And I looked over, and it's the whole reading, but like reversed. So all the cards that were reversed are now upright because I'm seeing it from the other side. And I realized that both could so apply. Like, it's really beautiful. And so you can always explore the other side of it, kind of in a hanged man card kind of way. But it's all about perspective, and we can always shift our perspective, and we can always learn from the other side of things. So that's good. All right. Bye. Plants. Oh, yes. Look at all my beautiful plants. Oh, so happy. Yes, you are so, so beautiful. Mwah!